have we played this map? Surely, right?
We haven't casted this map yet today, but it
Oh
is
my
one of
lord.
my favorite aesthetic maps out there. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Chase, let me show you a whole new world.
This is where we find out, because the map's called Royal Blood, Light is actually like
Oh.
he's a plebeian that hates the royal family. So.
Oh.
That's why you like it.
Confirmed, Papi. Confirmed.
Yeah. What's the word? Anarchist, anarcho somethingist. I don't know. But here we go. Like, oh, look at the little.
Yeah, look at it,
God,
Papi.
it's got a rug. It's not fitting properly. It's a poorly done rug. Anyway, spawning in the top right position as I go through like 50 casters to find Light's camera. It is the grand finalist representing DPG in South Korea. Give it up for the one, the only herO.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponent, the South Korean Zerg player, also representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. DPG, it is Dark. Look at the rugs, Papi. Look at the rugs.
This map is sick. There's like gold everywhere and hangers, and oh my god, there's a fire door, and
yeah.
This is cool.
It's very I think Asher and I, we did a little bit of a rendition of an Aladdin music when we casted this.
I'm a little curious though. I feel like I'm a lot curious because we're both casters, but the gold, would that be from Warhammer?
This gold is from Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm.
Oh my god, that painting. That painting's
oh my god, it's 240p. It's
I was gonna say, is it the low graphics? It's horrible. But no, really cool map. Shout out to the creators. It's sick aesthetic, which is always fun.
Yeah,
embrace the gamer culture, you know. Gamers love this kind of stuff.
There you go, mate. There you go. Look, we got the vases, the jugs, we got the pillars, the marble statues,
the monument from Dead Space 2.
Yeah,
I don't know if you played that game.
Isaac.
Isaac.
That's the scariest part of that game, when suddenly through the intercoms, Isaac.
Oh my god! What do you want, woman? Oh, we should play Dead Space 3 sometime. That'd be fun.
Oh my god.
Co-op game. But yes. Oh, what is that? There's just gold everywhere. Like, you should be able to just send send something around and just
collect the doubloons.
Like,
collect the
doubloons. Yeah, then you can like, I don't know, get like some super creeps, turn your tier 1 units, make them stronger. Oh, Phantom. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like a public like forum where you congregate and talk about how the Zerg Cabal.
I love the idea that every other cast like, okay, we got Dark, we've got DPG, we got herO. Oh my god, it's a great fun. We're just like, oh, look at the pretty shiny, look at the painting.
I mean, what are they saying? They're saying Hatchgas Pool, they're saying Unnatural Natural, they're saying Dark has opened up Standard, and so has herO because he opens up Stargate. Like, that's
I thought you were gonna say so does herO because he's opening Standard, which is unstandard for herO.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool. Reaper jump spot. Aesthetic, the map's awesome. If we look at the geometry of it, it seems to be pretty reasonably made. You know, you've got a choice of a third base. You've got a more open third that's a triangle, a bit easier to defend. That's got some rocks. You've also got a horizontal base as well, which is one little kind of checkpoint in, or one might be a bit easy. Actually, that base might be easy to defend. But yeah, it's a very standardish looking map, I have to say. No watchtowers though, so maybe not the standards.
Yeah, no watchtowers. And here we go. The first two adepts and the Oracle for herO diving in towards the third base. The target firing from these adepts is pretty damn good, and as a result, 6 drones go down.
Yeah, that's incredible that herO hit. So Dark had queens and lings in position. It wasn't even that many, and still herO gets away with 6 dead drones and keeps Oracle alive too. So that was basically 6 drones for 2 adepts. Pretty crazy.
Exactly, like really great target firing and positioning done there by herO, and this is kind of what we expect from him, and this is why I was, a little bit, I was excited to get into this, because herO, he's all about that aggression. Dark is also more than willing to go for all-ins whenever he can, but you know, when two players like this with similar styles kind of clash, then it can lead to some very interesting games.
Certainly can, as we see 3 Oracles already out in the field, and a Twilight and Twilight and Forge on the way as well. A 4th Oracle joining the fray. This could be, as this Queen does get sniped. This was Oracle, there's a lot of Queens, however, this is a bit of a dive, like.
Yeah, he dives on past the Queens. We'll lose 1 Oracle for a Queen and 4 drones. Was that worth it? I don't think it was, but here he's got more Oracles where that came from. He has a 4th Oracle on the way.
Yeah, I think in the context of the game state, it wasn't probably worth it, because Oracles, they do build up their energy, and given the strategy that's being done here by herO, you want to keep them alive. Yeah, he probably has to make the 5th because he lost that early Oracle, but not the worst trade. Does lose a bit of hull damage as well. But yeah, expect to see, yeah, here we go. I'd say Dark's going to take a 4th base soon. These Oracles just going to patrol around. I'd like to see Dark being a little bit more aggressive, because as he sees, his Oracles don't have a lot of energy, and at least keep the Protoss on the back foot, but he's taking the opposite route, like just droning like a madman.
Yeah, he's droning as heavily as possible. We have our tech on the way, Roach Warren, as well as that lair. Meanwhile, herO is still doing the best he can to try to find a way in. He's kind of forcing Dark's attention back at home. And I don't know if you noticed, but that is a 6th Oracle on the way. Like, herO has been pumping out non-stop Oracles this entire time.
Well, this makes losing the early Oracle even worse now, because that would be even stronger. But yeah, Dark, he's kind of feeling comfortable. Keep in mind, herO is only showing the 2 Oracles now. Like, Dark doesn't know there's so many more, and I feel like just paving the way. What these Zealots, making sure he doesn't run past any Overlords. Actually, the Lings are going to say how many Oracles. He's going to have to pull the trigger now. But yeah, this is going to be a bit tricky. He needs to get these Queens all together to defend this.
Yeah, he needs everything together here. And here we go. The Zealots are going to be hitting first. Some of them getting surrounded by these Lings, so a little bit mistimed. The Oracles are diving on in, and they're going to try to pick up these Queens, and there's not enough energy for Transfuse.
Yeah, no, they certainly will, and this is horrible. Dark's going to have to throw down some sort of tech to kind of deal with this, because losing all these Queens, he can't sustain enough to kind of keep his injects going and have an army to deal with the Oracles. So good moves by herO.
Yeah, every Queen was taken out, but here we go. Dark is going for a counterattack, but he runs into reinforcing Zealots. The Oracles are still reigning supreme from the sky, and Dark is forced to turn around. At least he didn't lose his 4th hatchery, but losing all those Queens, that impacts his injects, that impacts his overall macro. That was every Queen. Oh my god.
Yeah, it actually was, and because Dark's one of those players that he'll inject and he'll bring his Queens around. You know, he tries to be active with them to spread creep, get them defending positions. So he brought every single Queen to help defend there, and unfortunately, these 5 Oracles now reigning in the air, he has to throw down a Hydra Den, which means that we have Robo on the way. Here, I could probably invest in some Robo tech to deal with these light units.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to getting into Disruptor play into that Robotics Bay. We'll see as he's working on his 2nd Robo. Meanwhile, we have our Templar Archives, we have Archons already being morphed in to defend against any kind of counterattack. And herO is giving Dark a lot of time. Despite having an influx of these Oracles, he hasn't really done too much here to try and punish these mineral lines, to try and punish the fact that we are working with very few Queens.
Certainly are too, and I keep saying keep in mind, like, but it's important to know that it's not just losing like 4 or 5 Queens. You lose those injects, you lose the money to rebuild the Queens, you lose at least a wave of lava and creep tumors. It's a very precarious position Dark's been put in, and he's been forced to kind of go this extra tech as the Hydras are now spotted by herO. BBC and Robo, they go down. Storm is going to be the tech choice, but yeah, I wonder how if Dark's just going to go for a push here, if he's just going to go in a bit of a turtle mode.
Yeah, like his drone count is at 75, but I wouldn't be surprised if he cuts drones here. Like, he has some decent creep spread. He just cleared up all these rocks, and there we go. We have more roaches and hydras on the way. He's going to be working on one massive push, and without a robotics bay, I don't know if herO can actually hold against this. I'm really shocked that he's going to be relying on only Storm as his splash damage of choice and not diversifying it.
Yeah, and these Oracles, he's actually going to lose a couple of them. Does kind of force these Hydras to stay home, and there's also there's no Hydra speed just yet, so this is kind of good buying time. Once the Zerg kind of maxes out their army, can't get any stronger, but you can get up and supply a bit more too. But yeah, as you said, like, there's with the Lings to soak some immortal shots and the Hydras providing DPS, I'm not sure if there's going to be enough here for herO to hold.
Yeah, I'm not convinced by this army composition. Immortal Archon Zealot. We do see Dark coming in from multiple angles. He's getting very nice kind of angling on these Immortals as well, and here he doesn't have enough. He doesn't even have any shield batteries.
No, he doesn't just finish up now, but there's barely any army left to deal with, and Zerg just takes him out straight away, and Hydrospace's not even finished at +2, but GG is called. Dark, wow, losing his queens, rough early game, takes our first game of the series.
GG, well played. Upon losing those queens, he's like, okay, I'm just going to pull the trigger, I'm going to commit with a massive ground-based army, and herO didn't respect it. I wonder if it was a mistake for him to throw down a second robo. Maybe it was supposed to be a robotics bay, because he was never making 2 immortals at a time. I did notice that. So I don't know if that was intentional or not. Regardless, yeah, herO just underestimating the power of a maxed out Roach Hydra army.
Yeah, and another little nuance thing that might escape some people is that herO, he went for a thank you for the invite. He realized that he was going to be light on lava, so he went for a unit that was very kind of lava efficient roaches, which eventually they're not the most supply efficient, but they are very, once you have 4 bases and you might have a little kind of lapse in your macro when you lose your queens, but Roach Hydra is a very kind of lava efficient army, and he just struck at a great time and did some fantastic damage.
Yeah, definitely. herO, all he had to do was defend, and he was able to get eyes on the move out relatively early, but we saw that the shield batteries weren't ready. He was caught in a really awkward position between his 4th and his 3rd base. Like, yeah, very underprepared, and Dark, he takes a lead in this series.
He does, and Light, it is your favorite map. Here we go, spawning in the bottom right position. It is the Protoss player from South Korea. He needs no introduction, but we introduce him anyway. From DPG, it is herO.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Dark. Yeah, so a pretty intense game number 1 there. In a very herO fashion, he was able to abuse his, or take advantage of his own kind of ability to out-multitask and out-harass his opponent, and he did quite well at the start of game 1.
Yeah, he certainly did, as we see. This is kind of sick, a bit of a debate. This is metagame. People want to, what is when people talk about metagame? When you play.
No, Chase. Oh my god. Feels bad, man. So it looks like Chase may be lagging out, and he may. The Zerg Cabal strikes again. Smurge, Poppy Smurge. But we may have to play this game out without Chase. He'll be able to join us in game number 3 and onwards, but it looks like we may have lost him. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. It's that time of the broadcast. Oh god. But alas, we are going to be continuing once Chase does time out. Oh. Smurge. So we will be continuing. It's all good, and here we go. The countdown has finished. If Chase does join the call, I'm just gonna quickly share my screen. Can I set that up? Share screen, StarCraft. Beautiful. So if he does join me, he can cast off of my shared screen, and we are going to be continuing here, as Chase was just in the middle of talking about metagaming, and that's exactly what was happening here. At this highest level of play, Dark did juke out the probe, and he was able to get his natural, something that doesn't happen too often, to be honest. So yeah, it's really cool to see him pull this off. Having the luxury of expand at your natural location is something that Zerg players don't get often enough in ZvP. Smurge, Poppy Smurge. As outside of that, we do see herO just opening up pretty standard in a standard fashion as well, nothing too crazy. And I guess this also gives us an opportunity to talk a little bit about the map itself. We were talking about Babylon earlier. There are a lot of rocks throughout the center of this map to open up faster attack paths if we are going to be going for a massive push or a massive timing attack. And I'm sure, you know, Darky was able to make use of that in game 1. He can do that again in game number 2. As herO is just trying to be as annoying as possible. It looks like with this probe, he's going to be able to get eyes on this third hatchery. He won't be able to delay it, unfortunately. No pylon block or anything like that, but he at least gets eyes on this. So now herO knows for certain that Dark isn't going for a 2-base all-in. And from here, he's able to tech on up. No surprises. We have a Stargate on the way. How committed is herO going to be with his oracles, though? That's the question. We saw last game he went up to, I think, 6 oracles in total. It was insane. And we already see a deviation. Instead of an oracle, we have a Phoenix first. Oh my god. And herO has been playing around with these Phoenix openers in PvZ for the past couple of months. Thank you so much to Orisius for the raid of 14. Thank you so much, Papi, a lovely American Terran player. We appreciate your support, and I hope you had a lovely stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you're just tuning in, we are in the grand finals of ESL Open Cup Asia 159. Oh. Bit of a PvZ. I apologize for not having any Terrans in the finals, but I'm sure you're happy with that anyway. You're pushing the narrative. Of course there's no Terran in the finals. Kappa. But yes, getting back into this game, we have the Phoenix doing a great job at just denying a bunch of scouting here. Dark, he's trying to go in to get an eye on what's the second unit from this Stargate, but the Overlord does get denied, and we have a second Oracle on the way. So herO just focusing on gaining map control and going to be getting into a more harassing style from here. Because it's so late, it's possible that these oracles are just going to be used for scouting. We'll see if he's able to find a way into these mineral lines like Dark. He's got his queens in position. He's got spores on the way as well. Like, he should be okay. And this time, unlike game number 1, there's no adepts lining up with this to kind of come in from multiple angles. Oh my god, but the Phoenix CC's one of the queens, and the queen is gonna go down. Wow, smooth moves coming in here from herO. He actually goes back in with that Oracle once again, and he gets 2 more drone. He gets 3 more drone kills. Oh my god. Is he flying too close to the sun? He takes a couple of needless hits there on this Oracle. Is going to go into the red, but at least herO keeps the Oracle alive. We have another Oracle out here behind that third, but in the end, he's going to be backing off. He's going to be consolidating his forces as he works in towards a third Oracle. Again, because of all these oracles, it does keep you safe from Ling run-bys and Ling harass, especially around the third base. We do see a couple of Lings slipping on in, but we have Adepts and Stalkers in position. These Lings aren't going to be doing too much. Meanwhile, we do see the oracles slipping on in. 3 more drones are going to be going down. The Phoenix actually just peels off and goes for a bit of a scout in towards the natural. Does get eyes on the Roach Warren. So yeah, once again, I feel like if Chase was here, we would both kind of agree on the fact that herO, his early game is really where he thrives, and it's how he can get these early leads and early advantages in these matchups. His ability to control these forces of oracles, of phoenixes, of adepts, it's almost unparalleled. Not a lot of players can really pull this off, as once again, a couple more drones are falling here and there. Oh, he has to be a little bit careful with this oracle, but 4 more drones go down. I'm afraid to look, but in total, look at the units lost. herO has lost literally 0 units. Nothing. 13 drones, a queen, 3 overlords, and 3 lings. It's insane. And there's a reason why we all say that herO is the best Protoss player in the world right now. From here, he is transitioning into a ground-based army. You know, he's got Blink on the way, +1 just finished. He's going for 1/1 double forges. And unfortunately, Dark hasn't really been able to reciprocate any of this damage. He hasn't been able to touch the third, and just now he scouts the fourth, but he can't really do anything about this either. The The fourth is going to get up and running. We do see now a Roach army is on the way for Dark. He has Burrow on the way as well. As soon as Glau finishes up, I'm sure he's going to get into Tunneling Claws. And there we go. As if on cue, Tunneling Claws is on the way. And this is going to give Dark a way to fight back in this game. It's going to give him a way to harass, slip into some mineral lines, and try and pull herO apart when herO isn't looking. So we'll see if he can pull this off. herO, for the most part, is none the wiser. He does have a cannon at his third, but his natural and his main are looking quite exposed. No safety cannons, no safety detection. For the time being, Dark, he's just getting map control. He's cleaning up every single one of these rooks, just clearing up all these attack pods. At the same time, the Oracles, they dip back in once again. 3 more drones go down. Oh. And as I say that, I want to welcome Chase. Welcome back, Papi. Welcome back.
I'm so smoked, Papi.
It's okay, Papi. It's okay.
They probably hate me. Like,
as soon as you left, they started blaming the Zerg Cabal.
Oh, Smurge. Oh, I'll just cast with. I'm Smurge and I get Dark replays, but I'll just cast like this light with you.
Oh,
we can do that. I don't want to risk a second kind of yeah.
Okay, I am sharing my screen. Meanwhile, this is also Smurge. Look at the units lost tab. herO hasn't lost anything.
He lost the Stasis Ward.
He lost the Stasis Ward, but Dark did get Tunneling Claws, and he is sending roaches all over the place. Unfortunately, there's a cannon at the third, but there are no cannons in the main or the natural.
Yeah, I'm surprised Dark's maxed out despite the units loss you just showed me, but it looks like herO going to be able to push him back. But the Burrow Roach is interesting, something you don't see every day in the meta, and wow, they're everywhere, forcing a recall and keeping one of those Stalkers that are being recalled do take a little bit of damage, and you're going to get some pressure on that fourth base as well. So wow, Dark's playing phenomenal.
Dark is getting out of control right now, despite the hard early game and the hard transition into the mid game as well. These Roaches are all over the place. He's pulling herO apart, and herO's economy, it's gone, mate. 50 workers just went down.
It did indeed, and it's not great when you're playing a high gateway kind of style. You need that economy to sustain all the production that you have. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck in a bit of a lull. And even then, with all these Roaches still just chilling about, like, Dark's just going mass Roach.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mass Roach, that apparently is all you need. You know, it did quite well for him in game number 1. He made Hydras as well, to be fair, but pure Roach is doing wonders for him in game number 2. We do have a bit of a revelation, and a lot of Roaches are going to be going down, but so far, Dark, he can afford these losses just because of how ahead he is.
He certainly can, as we see the Station Pit being dropped as well, and it's the philosophy of if you keep your opponent on the back foot, you know, they can't be aggressive towards you, which is what herO wants to be doing right now. It's what he was about to be doing until these Burrowed Roaches popped up. But yeah, when you have so many, like an opener that's focused on the Oracles from a Stargate and Blink Stalkers, it makes sense to go Burrow because there's not going to be so much detection floating around. So well played there by Dark. Good moves.
Yeah, very good moves indeed. We do see that herO has had enough, though. He's pushing out across the map. He's getting a great trade so far, catching a lot of these retreating Roaches. But I feel like herO, he's pretty all in. What you see is what you get. He is looking to try and end the game with this army.
He has 2 very aggressive Blink there by herO, which just kind of confirms what you were saying, right? And it appears that yeah, I think that with this Roach count, it's going to be a little bit kind of close, but just because of the work count, the army's value are pretty similar to between each other, but the Zerg sustaining their economy, I feel like that herO is not going to be able to take the second game, and Dark may take a 2-0 lead.
Exactly, like herO's on a timer right now, and unfortunately Dark is just continuing to reinforce with more Roaches. His reinforcements are more than enough to hold on here, and herO is running out of steam.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit it's still like he still has a good number of stalks. Maybe his economy was better, he could reinforce better, it'd be a different story, but as we see some more zealots coming in, but just with the injects constantly popping in, and there's nothing to kind of support this gateway army other than other gateway units, I think that once Dark consolidates his army a little bit better, I think that yeah, he will indeed be able to take this game.
He should be able to. We'll see though, we'll see. You know, herO, he reinforces with a wave of charge lots. His army is still looking quite threatening. He's going to be able to get on top of these Roaches, and can he somehow break the natural?
Yeah, he's on creep, however, and the drone's actually burrowing once they were isolated. Really cute move there, and great kind of great choke point as well. And the drones now armbarring for the surround.
The drones are coming in from behind. The boys are being pulled here, and this is the last stand of herO. These are the last units that he has available to him. It looks like the zealots are all getting cleaned up, and the stalker army is almost non-existent. We have 8 stalkers remaining.
Yeah, but we see once herO kind of took the trade against those drones and killed 20 of them off, he started probing again. He's got 4 probes at a time being churned out, and he's actually only about like 11 workers behind Dark. He's actually now only 7. Wow. So as you said, like, it may not be over. It could be well, you need a high economy playing the style of play that herO's doing, but don't count him out just yet.
Yeah, the worker counts are evening up. herO is still struggling, like, when it comes to the army supply, so I do think that there's still a window here where Dark can try to end the game. Instead of going for a main frontal push, though, he's splitting up his army. He's going for more harassing instead, and I wonder if that's going to be his downfall here. herO's doing a decent job at keeping up with these Burrowed Roaches.
Yeah, great eyes to catch the Burrowed Roaches underneath the ground. Again, Dark can be so annoying. Keep in mind that there is no observer. Is there an observer on the field? I don't believe so, right? He's relying on oracles to revelate and reveal. So it's a fantastic kind of idea here by Dark to really spread it. And the oracles have to use that energy for revelation. They're going to be nothing to kind of support the army and the push here. So Dark's playing a style that seems to be actively, good, or actively countering the style that herO's playing.
Definitely, especially because now he's incorporating some spellcasters. Infestors are on the way. 5 investors are on the way here for Dark, for those fungals, to really lock down this gateway army. And even before that happens, Dark is going for a bit of a surround. He catches a couple of zealots at the same time. A massive zealot run by towards the north here could get out of control. He may even get on top of some of these infestors.
Certainly do. The infestors are a little bit isolated. He's going to be able to snipe this base, even with the fungal growth. There's just not enough firepower at the position to deal with, and it looks like that. Well, Dark's actually he's going to be able to clean this up, but losing a base there in the process, and the worker count's actually equal right now, right? And there's a lot of roaches, some infestors. The army is looking better for Dark, but with 2 robos being thrown down by herO, he's going to need to kind of capitalize on that army advantage and attack soon, because otherwise he's going to be facing immortals and disruptors.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Dark is on a timer right now, and the longer this goes on, the better it's going to be here for herO. We saw him even pick off one of those infestors. Here we go. Dark is pulling the trigger. He's trying to dive on top of these stalkers, but we had a blink available, and Dark, he's not stopping, by the way. He's pushing up the ramp.
Yeah, gonna push a bit. The shield battery has popped. A decent concave with the stalkers. Immortal's about to pop too. There's so many units. Dark, he does use some biles to kind of trying to bully and space out the Protoss army a bit, but it looks like he's just got way too much. Even with the Immortals now coming in the fray, with the Lings joining and the Infestors, the Fungal, I think this is where he's going to be able to overpower herO's army.
Yeah, it looks like he is overpowering right now. The base has finally been broken, and the robos are exposed as well. And as the robos get depowered, there's not going to be any more immortals. But maybe I'm speaking too soon. We have another warp in of zealots. herO is trying his hardest to hold on.
He certainly is. The Oracles trying as much as they can. Revelation being thrown down in case of any burrows, I assume. But it looks like herO, wow, with that extra couple of weapons, he's going to be able to hold. And these infestors with the Blink Stalker, oh, fantastic fungal, and allowed me back away there. This is a very tight back and forth game now. Like, wow.
Yeah, it really is. herO just lost 17 probes, but that's okay because Dark doesn't have too many workers either. The supplies are slowly evening up. Disruptors are now on the way, and that is going to be a massive game changer. Doesn't matter how many roaches you have. Doesn't matter that the Purification Nova radius is smaller. Disruptor shots are still insane.
They certainly are indeed. This neural parasite coming down after probably seeing the Immortal's going to be the choice of the day, and now droning Dark is as well. He did reset a lot of the army, so probably with the creep and with the infestors, he feels a bit more comfortable to squeeze out some more drones. He kind of has to be honest. But disruptors now, and disruptors are they've got this stigma like they're incredible units, but sometimes pro players make disruptors look like more of a hindrance than a positive to your army.
Yeah, but I want to believe in the control of herO. I want to believe that he is the one who's going to be able to land those connections, but we'll see how the counterplay is. You know, is there a world where, especially with Burrow, Dark comes in and he neural parasites the disruptors, and suddenly they're Dark's disruptors. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see indeed. But yes, a lot of Ravagers coming into the fray, and that's the good thing. The adaptability of Zerg, you know, you can change a lot of your units on Windlings to Banes, Roaches to Ravagers. There's a nice little escape there going on. Transfuse, and very gateway kind of focused army. It's a lot of it's gonna come down to how these disruptors are utilized.
Yeah, and here we go. The Novas are going to be going off, and they will find some connections with those infestors. They're going to be able to zone away the army as well. We still have another purification nova available, and herO is pushing on through. Oh god! Boom!
Oh,
it happened, Puppy! It happened!
Oh my god! He's still holding on to it.
Oh my god!
I think he might be able to. There's a lot of disruptors still. Oh my god!
There's a lot of disruptors. More novas are going to be going off. Meanwhile, he takes control of the immortal.
Dude, this is Dark, as you know, this is what Dark does, and he's gonna be able to actually hold on here. Wow, I did not kind of expect this. Oh, that sounds crazy though.
Oh my god, he gets the neural on the disruptor. He gets a beautiful nova on top of the center of herO's army, but herO still has more where that came from, and the infestors are running out of energy.
Yeah, I'd like to see some more Lings kind of come into the fray here. He's just committing with the Roaches, maybe trying to be as efficient with his larva as possible because it's a very scrappy game. But once those disrupt, you know, once the backbone's kind of gone, great splits by Dark. Oh, except for one of them. Yeah, GG's cold, and herO, wow, he actually manages to take game number 2 with a series on her hands. Like,
wow, GG, well played. herO, he fights back. He claws his way back from the jaws of defeat. There was a moment there where he was down like 50 plus probes. It was crazy. But yeah, very impressive play there. If anyone could do it, mate, herO can.
herO can do it. Yeah, and he has proven before, but Dark started out strong and even though he lost that game, he played pretty well in the game number 2 too. So I'm sad I can't be there witnessing in the flesh, but Light, I will be able to live vicariously in my dreams throughout you as we go into, this is now a best of 3, I believe, correct?
I guess.
yeah, there you go. Like, 2 warm-up games for both players, best of 3.
Oh, there you...
And it's on altitude!
Oh my, it didn't get vetoed. Wow.
No. On a 12 ball incoming?
Oh my god, so here we go. We are just getting ready for our next game. One of the larger maps in the map pool. We were able to see it earlier in the day with Oliveira with time. But I'm excited to see what herO and Dark have to offer here.
Yeah, me too, Light. It's gonna be you've got 2 players that know each other very well. They're very good players, and now you throw in a different map and a different balance patch. It's gonna be cool to see how these players kind of interact with each other, how, if at all, they kind of shape up their play according to the balance changes. And it's just going to be interesting because these players, if they'd be certainly aware of the changes to the balance patch, they might be the ones to watch to going forward into the new patch as it gets released. So
yeah,
guys,
exactly. Both these players, they are trendsetters. They do shape the meta around themselves, and they are the people to get your eyes on as we are getting into game number 3.
Game number 3, spawning in the top right of ESL altitude. It is the Protoss player from DPG from South Korea. It is herO.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of altitude, we have his opponent, the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Dark.
Oh wait, no, this isn't a huge ramp map. What's that one?
No. That's
Oh, man.
I think that's Gresvan.
Ah, Gresvan.
Yeah, this is the big map, puppy. This is the one with the watchtowers with the gold.
Oh my days! Look at that. Hey, the watchtowers. Yes, it is indeed. Is there only one gas geyser at the base? Was the second gas geyser on the other rocks?
That's a good question. Is it hiding a gas geyser underneath the tower? I don't think that's possible. I don't know.
I mean, it's a full base of gold minerals. It's
True.
not like the smaller ones which previous map pools had. So
Yeah.
I'd assume it's in the spot, right? I'd say there would be one. Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed, yes.
We need to find out. We need some detectives on the case to
We
find
need
the
one of these
missing gas
players.
geyser.
They need to pull all their workers at the start of the game and just take it out and send it back. Make it fair.
True. Aye. Oh god. So yeah, we've got some nice goal bases. We've got some wide open spaces as well to be taken advantage of. We see this time Dark is forced to take the unnatural natural. As you were lagging out, you were pointing out, that the Dark was able to actually expand properly last game. It happened.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of cool. Something I've noticed too on these maps too, like, there's a lot of cool doodads being utilized to liven things up. I do like it. I remember there was a period where all the maps, they were very standard looking. The color palettes were very very
Gray.
drab. Yeah,
Bland.
gray.
Yeah.
And it's awesome just seeing this world. I know some players, they think, oh, less distractions. I just want to play my game, but that's play on low graphics or something. It's boring. It's like, for most of us, we love shiny things.
Yeah. Like the other thing is, I'm sure you can see it now. I don't know if you could see it with your settings earlier, but there's snow. There's this like snowflake particles.
There is too.
Yeah.
I didn't see that actually.
Yeah. It's we get that winter wonderland feeling. It's a little bit late for Christmas, but we're just getting ready for next year.
Yeah, I did not have snow on the lower graphics, so it's interesting.
Okay. Yeah. We've got.
I wonder how, if at all, it would make any kind of impact in like fights and things where there's a lot going on. You're trying to target or.
I'm sure.
Here I am complaining about people that want less going on than.
Oh my god! You can take the chase out of the pro game, but you can't take the pro game out of chase. But yeah, outside of that, so far, pretty standard openers from all of our players. Once again, herO is going for his Stargate opener. Last game, he went Phoenix first. This time, Oracle first.
Yeah, and all going to force, even though he doesn't get the stalk there, he did force the energy on the Oracle, which is more the bigger kind of Oh, actually, did he cancel the Oracle energy? He's forced it again. He's even going to get the stalk. Oh my god, that's so good.
Oh, Dark. He gets the Stalker and he gets all the energy from this Oracle as well. So not a bad trade overall, but herO's not going to take this lying down. His first two adepts are rushing across the map and they will have the support of at least one of these Oracles.
Yeah, they will too. These depths come on in, maybe hoping that there's no more lings being made and can get some kills. But no, the Queens and Lings are in position on creep, and fantastic kind of early game here for Dark, despite kind of actually he's down. He's just made 14 lings. Okay, I was going to say he's down 7 workers, but
yeah. We see why. He is making a flood of lings. He wants to try and deny this third base, and this makes plenty of sense because the Oracles don't have a lot of energy, and they are across the map. He's gambling a little bit, hoping that there is no third Oracle, and there is, unfortunately. So herO does have his units in position to protect that third.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy though without the shield battery too. The 3 adepts, one's already a little bit bruised. The Oracle is going to be able to buy at least time for the other Oracles to get home, but eventually, yeah, he's actually just going to sack it here, right?
Oh my god, mate, we have a Nidus. Dark is going all in. Ling Queen, let's go, Poppy. This has gone unscattered. herO has no idea. And Dark, he's actually droning a little bit. Oh my god.
Yeah, a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
But this is some like this is actually some 4D chess, like, because you force Oracles have low energy, you force them to be defensive, lets you get your tech up because they can't really scout, and the extra Oracles deal with the Ling flood to get the third, and then you just hit with the Queens when there's no Oracle energy left. But unfortunately, herO's not buying it. Oh, never mind, there's a Nidus in the main, so
yeah, here we go. The Nidus is in the main so far. There's just no vision here whatsoever. herO has no idea his Oracles are across the map. We do see herO is going toe-to-toe with those Lings, but the Nidus finishes, and now the Queens are in the main.
Queens are here, and another Nidus coming out too to provide some creep. And this is tricky, like, because he's on top of the probes, so the Oracle's going to get back. The one thing going for him is, though, the Queens are not on creep, so they cannot transfuse, but there's so many Queens now, and the Nidus finishing up now. Yeah,
the boys are being pulled. The stasis trap gets triggered by only 2 Lings. We do have the flood coming in, and there are just too many Queens. These Oracles, they can't really support.
No, they can't at all, and herO gets backed into a corner to reduce the surface area, but these Oracles, they need to do something, but no, they're just going to say see you later, and GG's cold, and Dark is going to take the series lead 2-1 and be on match point.
Oh, GG, well played. As you were saying, because of the early game, the Oracles had a really hard time being aggressive, and they also had a really hard time scouting as well as a result. So herO wasn't able to get an eye on the low drone count, he wasn't able to get an eye on the fast Lair and the fast Nidus.
It's going to be, yeah. Oh, that's me online. Yeah, it's looking good for Dark. I feel like this series he's playing, even the game he lost, he's playing really well. So I think that if it's going to be a series that Dark takes, it's going to be this against herO. At least recently, it's going to be this one. The ZvP has the changes have gone through, and it's looking good.
It's the new maps, Bobby. It's the new map. Oh my god. So yeah, Dark, he is leading the series. He only needs one more one more game to take the entire series and become this week's ESL Open Cup champion. Or can herO fight back and bring it to the ace match?
He certainly can. He's certainly able to. Like it's going to be one of those games that Dragon Scales. It's another game where there's no scales or dragons, as we've established so far. But yeah, well, who do you think the onus is on going into this game? Do you think it's going to be herO to kind of do something different to get back into it, or do you think Dark's going to try and, because these victories have been catching herO off guard a bit so far, you know?
Yeah, I think maybe, especially in that last game, herO was just overextending a little bit, maybe just being a little bit too cavalier with his first couple of units. Scouting is what's important when you're playing against Dark. We'll see if herO can adapt.
We will see indeed, as here we go, like we are now spawning into map number 4, ESL Dragon Scales, and in the top left it is going to be playing for DPG, South Korean Protoss. Can he tie up the series? It is herO.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG, currently leading this series 2-1. It is Dark. Oh boy, so yeah, it's been a pretty intense series, but Chase, that's what we want, Poppy. We want things to get intense. Oh,
we do, like it's great having as many games as possible from these players. So we are going to be seeing just a probe scan, and we're going to be seeing a natural actually from yeah. Is that an unnatural? Because normally he just goes straight to the third base, you know?
True, like at this point in the lifespan of StarCraft, is the natural at the third base location? That's the question we have to be asking ourselves.
But it seems that it is going to be yeah, pretty chill. I'm not sure if herO knows how to adapt to this, to be honest. The natural, I'm sure he does, but yeah, just being annoying with the probe, maybe trying to tilt him that way. So you want to take that base, I'm going to be rude.
Yeah, I'm going to take your drones. See, just goes in to tase away, just be a little bit annoying, just force a little bit of micro out of Dark, out of our Zerg player, and I'm curious if herO is going to adapt, if he's going to adjust. You know, are we going to see something crazy like a Robo Opener or a Twilight Council instead? I don't think there's been anything wrong with his Oracle openers. It's just, you know, from time to time he's been getting a little bit caught off guard.
Yeah, most certainly, and that's kind of a we've mentioned it before, like, but as new metas arise, you know, Zerg is often put on the back foot. Eventually they figure it all out though, and things start to even up a bit more. So I wonder if there's going to be any changes that are kind of done with this new patch coming into effect. Of course, it's still early days, but I'd say that herO, you know, Protoss players are going to have a couple more tricks coming up their sleeve. Of course, they get to explore the maps. Who doesn't love the start of season kind of Imber cannon rush spots being discovered, you know? But I'm really curious to see if it's going to be, how the meta is going to evolve, or if Zerg's just going to, play their old mass queen as usual.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, Dark has been able to utilize some pretty cheeky strategies overall this series. You know, like tunneling claw of roaches, like the Night Assault in that we just saw as well. You know, he's the kind of player to just throw whatever he can at the wall and see what sticks on the new patch and on the new maps. So I'm really excited to see what he has in store for us here now that he is leading this series. Meanwhile, herO, nothing too crazy. He's just going for his Oracle opener. This time the Adepts are staying at home though. They are in position to expand, so herO is going to be going for a bit of a faster third, and he's not going to be anywhere near as aggressive as he has been this series.
Yeah, that's right. And we do have the Oracles are going to be doing a bit of scouting. It's probably going to get caught out, but it seems that it seems it's going to be a more passive play, a lot more reliance as this. Well, the Adept getting caught a bit in the open there, so good moves there by Dark, and he's just making up drones too now. So it's going to be a bit of reliance on the Oracle to kind of see what's going on. And again, Dark has the option to link flood if he wants, or just drone. Looks like he's just going to be droning today.
Yeah. For the time being, he's just chilling, he's just droning. You know, he got an Adept for his troubles, and that's that. Now that the third is on the way, we do see herO turning up his own aggression. We have two Adepts sneaking out across the map, and he still has his triple Oracle. Behind this, he's going straight into a Twilight Council. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a Forge alongside this to get into Blink, to get into +1. Or we'll see if he goes into Charge instead. Oh.
Yeah, and these Queens need to be careful. Don't want to get isolated by the by these Oracles, and this is just kind of an example. This is why I don't skip Spores Light, because even if they get one or two Oracles, you need that kind of backbone to retreat to, because Oracles can always a good trademark. A trademark of good players, like, you could prepare perfectly for things, but they still get damage done because they're such good players.
Yeah.
So,
that's something that Dark has been punished for a little bit here and there throughout this series. I think almost every game. herO, he just gets a really good early game, and his Oracles just get that much more damage done. So Dark being punished a little bit, but now he's just getting his Spores up and running. He's getting his Queens in position. He's still continuing to drone on up. Nothing too crazy. He's already got his Roach Warren, but Dark, he's just making a couple of defensive Roaches, like no major signs of aggression from our Zerg. Yeah,
certainly. We do say he's also started the ranged upgrade, so it looks like we are going to have a bit more of a range-based unit composition. Sometimes you see +1 melee, so they can get those Baneling drops. Oracle's sort of scouting around, does spot the Roach, so that's pretty handy. And it's like, I wonder if herO's reaction is she's going to throw down a Robo, right? Or is he just going to rely on the Blink Stalker?
We'll see. Yeah, he gets a Queen, but he loses an Oracle here in the main base. He's going to pick off a couple more drones for his troubles. Not too bad. But what I find interesting is that he didn't get a Forge. He's working on just Blink Stalkers here. He's throwing down more gateways as well, so he's going to be looking to get in Dark's face. This is something that we saw quite frequently a couple of months ago that herO himself popularized.
Yeah, it does seem, and then we got Charge as well, the extra gateway, so definitely going to be a ground-based kind of tussle here, which it was such a kind of deviation away from the Sky Toss double Void Rain, double Stargate meta, right? So it's, I'd much rather, even though I suck versus both the stars, I'd much rather playing this as a space is going to get taken out, and just get blinked away, and any kind of momentum you get playing this style, such as sniping a base, is great. Might lose Oracle, no, it does survive.
Does barely survive. Meanwhile, we have a couple of Adepts shading in towards the natural base, so Dark is being pulled apart a little bit here. He just lost the hatchery, he just lost 6 more drones, and he's had enough. Nidus gets thrown down.
I mean, it worked last time, but why not do it again? So,
yeah.
but this time it's going to be a bit more. Dark's aware there's only 2 Oracles out, and this is a bit more of a play style that I'm not sure you don't see this normally with Niduses. Yeah, you see the Queens or you see the Lings. So, it's yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a little bit tricky enough that it may work.
Maybe. I myself am not sold on this. So we'll see how well this Nidus can work to pull apart his opponent. Right now, Dark doesn't really have vision across the map. He's got creep, but that's it. We do see him trying to buy a little bit of time with these Ravagers, but I worry that there isn't enough protection, enough buffer for these Ravagers. Right now, herO is just blinking his heart out, just trying to pick off whatever he can.
Yeah, it seems to be, and this actually aggression, it makes it a little harder for herO to, for Dark to go on the offensive, because as we see, gotta jump in, sniper kill, Ravagers back off. Ravagers aren't a unit that they're more of a utility unit, they're a support unit. You don't want them to be kind of in prolonged fights unless they've got the proper support with them. So herO now going to give a little bit of breathing room to Dark, who's going to take the gas, and it looks like he maybe just has changed his strategy. He's just gonna, not gonna utilize the Nidus.
Yeah, the Nidus is there, but he's not utilizing it yet. He's getting into a more of a Ling Roach Ravager composition right now. Meanwhile, herO is getting into his own upgrades. He's getting into Double Forge, 1-1 on the way. For the time being, though, he has 0-0 Stalkers, but he's doing a good job fighting on the edge of creep. He's utilizing his Oracles very well to clear up all those tumors, and he's even going for a bit of a Zealot run by.
Yeah, and this is where the strength of the Protoss kind of comes into play. Generally, they're seen as a race that's really used to having death balls and having everything clumped up, but Mass Zealot just kind of running around doing counter-attacks, and Stalkers just blinking around, keeping Zerg on the toes. It can be really difficult for Zerg to kind of deal with, yet alone put their own pressure on the enemy that lets the Protoss keep in check. You see that we've only got 5 bases coming down from herO. So here we go, these Ravagers going to get quite out of position, and yeah, wow, phenomenal.
I don't know if that was the wisest blink, but regardless, a lot of Ravagers are going to be going down the Lings as well. herO, he gets a lot of damage done here. He's going to be able to take down the entire army.
Yeah, he certainly will, and when you're down in drones against Protoss and your economy gets reset, that is not a great place to kind of be put in, and what turned into just a bit of kind of skirmishing and just keeping tabs on the Zerg army has been opportunities. These investors are going to get caught out as well, and GG is called. Wow, herO ties it up, 2-2 late.
GG, well played. That was, he dove in with 0-0, I believe, as well. +1. Oh, no, I think maybe +1 attack did finish up for that. But the killer instinct was real. Dark was caught in the middle of transitioning. He was making the infestation pit. He was making infestors as that fight was happening. And yeah, he was kind of caught with his pants down a little bit. GG.
Yeah, wow. And we are going to an ace match light, which is happy because we get all 5 games played. Whew.
We get all 5 games. We get all 5 maps as well. We are tied up 2-2. Really, this is the only way this series could have ended. And Game 5 is going to be on Ancient Cistern.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, this is it's a very checkerboardy looking map. The bases are all kind of... Oh, wow. Okay. But yeah, this is it, guys. Final game of ESL Asia. Thank you for tuning in. Unless this is a draw, which means like we've got another game. Which but yeah, it's gonna be. I'm starting to feel that herO might be able to take it. I don't know about you, but the last game was very convincing.
It was herO going back to what he does best, and that is his kind of Stargate openers into Mass Blink Stalker styles, right? Because again, his Blink Stalker control, his decision making, his micro is unparalleled, and that's kind of what he works best at.
Certainly is light, but as we load in, is he going to go for that strategy going with the Blink Stalkers, or is he going to do something a little bit different, as we're going to find out soon enough? Spawning in the bottom of position in this ace match of the grand final, it is your South Korean Protoss. Everyone knows him. He's playing for DPG. It is herO.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Dark.
Probe, scout, and yeah, Dark's just going straight to the third base. Yeah.
This time he is going straight for the third. herO isn't going to get done dirty. He's not going to try and follow that probe and get baited. He's going to make sure that Dark doesn't get his natural.
He does. I guess it is a natural now for Dark, isn't it? Yeah, it's a. If we just look at the map a little bit, like it's there's a lot of kind of crevices. I feel like Blinkstalker may be the way to go. How does, even though there is multiple kind of ways to kind of surround and come for, there's also multiple ways to get out of tight spots with the crevices and the rocks and the cliffs. I feel like this is a map that may favor that kind of mass gateway style.
It definitely can. It definitely can. You know, as you were saying, there's a lot of kind of terrain that you can work with here on Ancient Cistern. This is also one of the larger maps as well. We have seen a lot of macro games on Ancient Cistern. But again, between these two players, we don't really expect to see that sort of thing. It would make a lot of sense if we do see herO going for Blink after his Stargate opener, but we'll see what he has in store for us. We'll see what's in the mind of herO.
We certainly will, as we see. It looks like once this Cybercore finishes up, we will get our answer. Most likely going to be a Stargate. Seems to be seems to be the norm. But it could also even just be a bit of a delayed Stargate. There we go. Warp gate actually going down. Actually cancelled the warp gate and drops the Stargate. Maybe trying a bit of mind games there to make Dark think, yes, warp gate has been started. But it could even work. You know, this is what these elite players do, right? These little nuances, little slight what might be inoptimizations, actually are quite huge. So pretty cool.
It's all about getting into the mind, getting into the brain of your opponent, and trying to sell a story. And yeah, we'll see if he does end up falling for it. For the time being, it is of course the Stargate. We have the luxury of seeing that. Should be seeing some oracles as well, and we'll see if herO goes for a faster third or if he's more focused on aggression as he sends his first adept across the map.
Yeah, here it comes, and a Stalker is going to be a bit of a follow-up. This is a second layer to it, because generally a Stalker is it's what you see after the adepts. If you go for a warp gate kind of delayed opening, sorry, fast warp gate opening, is a couple of drones going to get taken out. Actually going to commit there to take out the second drone, but we'll get caught now. So yeah, some layers upon layers, like a ogre or like an onion,
like a cake.
To hero's play. Or a cake, yes, like a cake as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, these these Stalker follow-ups are usually indicative of Twilight Council play, but here we go. The Oracle reveals itself as Dark loses an Overlord and is going to get a little bit supply blocked. 3 Overlords are on the way to break out of that. And with this opener, now that the Adept has been able to survive and come back home, herO can safely expand and take this third base.
That he certainly can. And a couple more adepts going across, keeping that constant kind of pressure. This is something that Sephiron does, like where it just keeps the Zerg on their toes. But once Zerg figures it out, it's not a you just keep your units at home. So but you're going to dive in, grab a couple more drones, and again, it's not bad trades. You're trading out units that don't scale the greatest and harass units for drones. So 4 workers going in for 2 adepts, pretty good.
Yeah, especially considering the 2 drones that went down earlier, so 6 in total. Not too bad whatsoever. Meanwhile, we do have 2 oracles slipping in. No Spore here at the natural, but the queens are hot on their tails, so the oracles are forced to go into the main instead.
Yeah, and the oracles should get shot up a little bit more with that Spore in position. So Dark unfazed. I guess he knows heroes. These Stalkers were going to get caught, and the oracle going to be forced to pop, but no, both of them going to go down. And yeah, with the Forge and the Twilight, it looks like we're going to have a standard play from last game, but Dark's playing pretty well.
Yeah, Dark, he's able to reciprocate some of the damage and pick off 2 of those Stalkers. Very important, especially if herO is committing into Blink. But herO is getting into a faster +1 this time. If you remember, he delayed his Forges in the previous game for more gateways and more Stalker pressure. So he's going to be looking to go for a bit of a later timing instead.
Seems to be, yeah. And Dark, yeah, with the Evo Chamber. A couple of Overlords as well. His economy's been pretty... I don't know, it's been a bit of a theme this series, Light, but it just seems that Dark's economy is... It's slow to get going. Like, because he was on like 45 workers for a while. He's made a couple more now, but hopefully with the 3 bases all injecting, he can do a bit better. But yeah, it's an interesting one, Light.
It's one of those things where it's a trend in this series because I feel like it's a trend with Dark. Like he is known to sometimes cut workers earlier and not really focus on macro as often, just because he likes going for certain timing attacks instead and just pulling the trigger. So we'll see what he stops at here. So far, he's actually continuing to drone, getting up towards 70, so not too bad. And this time he's able to keep up with the rotation of these oracles. Well, this time he doesn't lose too much.
Yeah, most certainly. It's yeah, oracles is kind of it's a bit of the mainstay, I guess, of the middle game in this situation. They dictate, they do a lot of the scouting, they keep the Protoss safe, they can grab stuff from the Zerg, keep them on the toes as well. So they're a fantastic unit, and with that, the nerf to the Void Rays and the Queen walkability, they've really kind of come into their own in this matchup. But as we see from both production tabs, you know, both players are just macroing up, they're getting wild. And it seems that it's going to be a bit of a longer game as we transition into a bit more of a late game. But who does this favor light? I feel like herO might be the one with a bit more of an advantage if this happens.
Yeah, specifically because Dark has been losing so many drones. We can see here in the unit loss tab, 16 drones have gone down, basically an entire mineral line at this point, which is pretty detrimental, and it does mean that it's going to take that much longer for Dark to actually get up into a comfortable drone count if the game goes on longer. And I say if because Dark, he's making quite a large army right now. He's looking to meet the Blink Stalkers of herO if herO does commit to a push.
Yeah, he's a test too. He's even just going to let the Shade finish this. And if he, to be fair, if he was like sharp on it, he could have got 2 drones there. So it just shows how potent like a Adept Harass is. But no, he probably just saw how many things, so it was not worth it. But yeah, Banner's coming down +2 attack too, so that opens the avenue to be a bit more harass based for Dark and one-shot those probes. And now we see those Stalkers coming in to be aggressive.
Oh, exactly, but you know what, Dark, he pulls the trigger, he dives on top of these Stalkers, he's going to be able to pick off 2 of them, but he doesn't commit. You were talking about it earlier, but we do have the terrain coming into play here for herO. If he ever gets surrounded, he can blink over to the other side, so he was perfectly safe to be aggressive, as herO is taking a 4th base, and once again, the worker counts are evening up between our 2 players.
It is too, and I'm not sure. This is a position that I was actually talking to Chappie and Ori about in this matchup. It's Zerg just wants to kind of, you know, keep swinging with the Lings and Roaches and tech to hide to get Adrenal out, because late game, it's when Protoss has this many workers and they're this kind of active on the map, it's very hard for Zerg to, I guess, kind of comfortably transition into the later stages. There's not many Stalkers, but you know that can change in just a gateway kind of walk in. So it's a tricky one, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where herO doesn't have a lot of army, but I mean, look at the cannons and shield batteries. Look at the defensive position at the 4th base. herO, I'm sure, is more than willing to take a fight there, as Dark is about to max out. Again, he doesn't have the largest drone count, but that leaves up supply for army. Instead, he's going pure Ling, Bane, Roach. This push is going to be hitting with speed and with +2 melee.
Yeah, the +2 is really going to be helpful, and actually there's a bit of a swing here, like, because you kind of turn, you turn your defensiveness, which is a bit of a struggle. You force the Protoss to react, because if you run those Banelings into the mineral lines, all you need is a couple of them to get in there and kill all the pros. But here we go anyway. The Baneling speed finish up right as the engagement happens, and this is a great engagement for Dark.
Yeah, exactly. herO, a bit of a questionable move to try and push into this massive army right now, fighting in the middle of the open. At the same time, you were talking about it, the Baneling run-bys are getting into the mineral lines and there's no reaction.
Oh, and yeah, no reaction at all, because there's a fight going on, and actually this is a good meta fight for herO, so this might be a bit tricky here for Dark. More Banelings coming in, 32 workers going down, and oh, this is the moment for Dark. This is just like the previous game, like.
Yeah, exactly. herO is being forced all in right now, but he's going for another warp, and we do have a wave of biles to land on top of that prism. He does get the prism, but not before the Zelda get walked in.
No, he doesn't, and now this is tricky. The army value just slightly favor Dark, but keep in mind Protoss units are a little bit more efficient, and those overlords are now exposed, but I think that Dark, he's got more units on the way, but how does he engage this properly with his 3 Immortals, and he's going for a Roach-based unit comp?
Yeah, you can see that herO wants to fight the army. He wants to trade, but Dark knows that he's not going to give it to herO. He's trying to buy as much time as possible and come in with a mass around from multiple angles. You do see herO trying to push his way in towards the natural, but the boys are being pulled.
They are too, and all Dark has to do is hold. He knows how many workers he's killed. Getting some biles on those immortals, that's huge, and it looks like he just might barely have enough for Zerg Swarm. hero's trying to micro out of it. The immortals are isolated, and no, it looks like they are going to hold, but 37 workers go down in the mayhem.
Yeah, exactly. And now, after all said and done, Dark, I still want to say he's in a good position. He's in the midst of droning. He's trying to rebuild his Roach army, but herO is unrelenting. He's morphing in another wave. He's going back in again.
He isn't too. He's not going to stop, and here we go. There's a lot of kind of micro potential in this army from herO, but there's just a lot of Zerg on the dance floor as well. Is he going? He's just microing his heart out with these Archons, but it seems it's going to be a bit close, lad. And actually, if he gets into the warp in, it might be a bit scary here for Dark to deal with.
He's warping in 3 Zealots. He's out of money. herO is broke. This is all he has to work with. He takes a fight. He's able to take down a lot of these roaches. The boys are being pulled, and the Archon goes down.
Archon does go down indeed. There's a bit more breathing room, more roaches kind of being reinforced here. And GG is cold.
Oh my god!
herO takes it. Oh wow.
Dark taps out. Wow. herO, he was just warping in another wave of units towards the north, and herO does it.
He does indeed. A bit unexpected there, but it does make a bit more sense, I guess. In the supplies, Dark was just ahead a little bit. He was up still about like 15 or 16 drones, and his army was scattered around. But no, I thought he would have stayed in a bit longer there.
Yeah.
But yeah, damn. Good series though. Wow.
GG. I thought so as well. I'm looking at the army tab here, and Dark did lose his entire army, but he had like double the drone count, almost triple the drone count. And it's possible that he would have been able to buy some time to rebuild an army, but it's hard to say because herO was in the middle of his bases and he wasn't going to give him time. He was going to keep pushing. So wow, herO barely does it. He takes the series 3-2.
He does, and congratulations. What a series that was, and a bit of a comeback there from herO too to go down 2-1, but be able to take it out towards the end there. So pretty great. It was exciting, very back and forth, but yeah, Light, I'm gonna need you to send me those replays later.
Oh my god, the return of Chase. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. But yeah, really intense series there. That last game could have gone either way, to be honest. Again, herO was giga all in, but at the same time, he has the best micro and control in the world. And he was like microing his heart out with his prism, with his blink, like being as efficient as possible with his last handful of units, and he was barely able to outtrade Dark. Oh, very close.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was a again, like all Dark herO series, it was very enjoyable to watch. And I'm not too sure. Again, that seems pretty. The balance patch, we didn't see any lurkers. We didn't really see too many engagements where the shield battery really came into the play. It seemed like a pretty kind of, not too much different, not too much innovation so far with this new patch, the new balance patch. So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we were talking about it before. The balance patch does have some certain, I feel like, niche changes to certain matchups that we haven't really seen here. Like, I know TVT is going to be like giga impacted because of the Raven. Like, the Raven plays such a massive role in TVT. So I know that's going to be influenced, but we didn't get to see that here today. I know late game ZvT is going to be influenced, but we didn't get to see that either. Like, there's certain like scenarios that are going to be affected by the patch. We just haven't really gotten too much of that.
Yeah, and I'm sure as the new players, once it opens up, it's not just everyone's playing it. We'll see some more innovations kind of come into the fold, more evolution of StarCraft, this beautiful game that is now, damn, it's 13. No, it's 12 and a half years old. Like, oh my days.
Oh my god,
that's incredible. But yeah, I'm sure
it's going to be starting high school soon. It's gonna
oh my god, it will too. My baby. But until then, we'll just have to see what comes of it, what kind of styles people begin to throw out there. And yeah, plenty of more StarCraft to kind of come, as usual.
There we go. Plenty to come, mate. Plenty to come. And yeah, I do also appreciate the new maps as well. I know that there's a narrative going on right now that maybe it was a little bit Zerg influenced, and the other races may have a bit of a harder time. But regardless, it is refreshing to see new maps. It's cool that we're going to get a fresh set of 7 once again, and you know, we've already seen ourselves certain features of the maps and even aesthetic choices. It's gonna be a great year. It'll be a great year.
Yeah, for sure, it certainly will. Yeah, again, I'm not allowed to say much, like, because I'm a minion of the
True.
Zerg Cabal,
True.
so I must keep it on the down low. But yeah, expect to see some Zerg. That's all I can say. All I'm authorized to say. But yeah, no, it's gonna be. It's always fun when a new patch drops. It's a little bit shaky at the start because, you know, people change is something that naturally some people struggle with. But once things kind of unfold, it will be cool to see the direction that the game goes in. And again, this is a balanced patch that has been a long time in the making.
Yeah, and it's also important to bear in mind that this is not going to be the last patch that we get. Like, we've had actually multiple patches over the course of the year, which is something that we don't get to say too often. But yeah, it's really exciting to see that Blizzard are willing to work with ESL and actually push through some balance patches and actually impact the game. And if the game does kind of sway in a certain direction a little bit too much, then I'm sure they are willing to adjust and adapt and address any kind of major issues that do come up. So yeah, I think that's something that people need to remember as well, is that you know, maybe one more year. We'll see.
Maybe one more. It has been for a while, but it hasn't stopped so far, has it, Light?
Exactly. You know, and don't let this kind of ruin your experience of Katowice as well. You know, Katowice is on the horizon. It's like a month away, maybe just barely less than a month away, and it's going to be a great kind of end of year or end of season world finals that we're going to be getting into.
Certainly will. I can't. When does it actually start, Light? I'm sure you'd know because you're pretty smart.
I think I think the second week of February, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh boy, that's soon.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I just checked. It is the 10th of February. So wow, that's it's like 2 weeks away. Just over 2 weeks.
Yes, Light. It is 2 weeks. You're so smart. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry about the technical issues a little bit halfway through, or more than halfway through. But yeah, that was a fun series. Thanks for letting me cast with you, Light. Again, sorry I almost over-gymmed and missed the first game.
It's okay, Bobby. It's okay. Take care of yourself, Chase. Take care of yourself. And if people want to tune into some more Chase, some maybe RuneScape Twitch streams.
Oh Lord.
Where can they find you, Chase? Where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/chase_sc2 and keep your eyes open. There might be a stream coming. There might not, probably not, but I'm just gonna say might not because, you know, yeah, I won't.
Are we gonna get a total war stream? Is that gonna happen?
Maybe a StarCraft stream. I gotta get my MMR so bad, like I'm so sad. That's okay.
It's a new season though. It's a new season. It's okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm under 5k at the moment, so I should start playing again.
Yeah, if you want, you can just like you can use the excuse that you want to wait for the new maps and just wait for the new maps.
Wait for StarCraft. Wait for Stormgate.
Wait for Stormgate, Papi. Oh god. So yeah, make sure you follow Chase's Twitch account. Whenever he does decide to go live, you will be notified, so you can tune in. Meanwhile, you can tune in to Live VIP, myself. I'm going to be streaming most likely tomorrow. I try not to stream whenever we're casting, like the days that we're casting. And we don't have a cast tomorrow, so I will be streaming, we'll be laddering on the Korean server. I don't know if you heard, Chase, but I got Mudfish. I got my credits. I got it all set up, and I'm playing on Korea now.
Wonderful. You got better ping?
I was comparing with Asher. I mean, it is more stable with Mudfish, but I play on 170 in Korea. 170.
Oh my god, I get like 225 at Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's horrible.
You're crazy. Okay.
That's okay. That's why I don't play anymore. Pings everywhere is bad.
Oh, what's your ping to Taiwan? What's your ping to Taiwan?
100. Oh, wait, 210. I think that's without
Really?
VPN. And then with VPN, I get 180.
Oh,
Mudfish.
okay. I get 170 to Taiwan and Korea with Mudfish.
Oh my god, I'm jealous.
Yeah, Asher was telling me Asher gets to Taiwan, he gets 140 or something. It's crazy. Like he actually gets good ping to Taiwan.
This is the struggles of living in the middle of nowhere, Light. This is what happens.
Yeah. Smurge, papi, smurge. But of course, thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in our next CranKy Duckling broadcast, which is going to be on Tuesday. We're going to be continuing with the Home Story Cup group stage coverage. So follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord. All of our VODs are uploaded on a daily basis to YouTube, and you can support us on Patreon or subscribe here on Twitch if you want to support the Ducklings and help us grow our team, help us grow our tournaments as well. With that, thank you for watching. Chase, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the night?
No, just thank you, Light. Always a pleasure with you. And I'm gonna have a nap after we're finished, and then eat food and then nap again.
We can nap.
Hibernate.
We can nap together, papi. We
can nap and RuneScape together.
Let's go. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you guys on Tuesday. Ciao.
Bye bye.